What's going on, sports fans? This is Sportscast. No, I'm kidding. It's the Neon Nightcast podcast. I'm your host.
Oh, really? I bet they would have never known, clicking on the Neon Nightcast channel, that this wasn't a sportscast. This is the Neon Nightcast. How strange.
So, oh my god. This is Thrax. Michael Thrax. Your host. I'm joined by, you already heard him talk, Garrett Zagri, and Eric the Dr. Soybean.
Thank you, or as I like to refer to the two of you, the Curly and Larry to my Mo.
So this is a topic that's going to get kind of personal, I guess, because people are already triggered within the podcast, it seems.
Why do you say I'm triggered?
I'm
Just
kidding.
because I shit on your intro?
Yeah, I'm sensitive.
Right. You are. I'm sorry, Mike. I won't do it again.
Pokemon versus Digimon.
Say it right.
Or as I like to call
the
it.
Greatest.
Or as
the
I like
greatest.
to call it, Digimon. The greatest what, Garrett?
The greatest creature capture thing ever.
So, well, we'll let Garrett start. But
No, you guys start. I want to hear your fucking shitty Pokemon arguments first.
But for the sake of the listeners, we're going to start off by just stating and why. Which do we prefer? Garrett?
I think it's pretty obvious that I like Digimon and you two are Pokemon.
You don't know what I like.
Mike, you've had a boner for Pokemon since I've met you.
Nobody knows what I like, so talk about Digimon, which I'm assuming is what you like the most.
I just said I liked it the most. You don't have to assume anything, Mike. But Digimon's way better. The cartoons were more... I like the cartoons more because the characters were better.
Yeah.
The Digimon talk. Like, the characters. Like, we can just talk about the characters for a minute. Like, Tai and Agumon.
TK.
Like... Yeah, TK was like that little cute guy, and then they had that little cat monster, Gatomon. And then they had Gabumon. Get it? Gabumon.
Like Gabu, your brother.
Yeah.
I really like Mimi.
Sorry, who?
Mimi.
Mimi. Oh, yeah, she was that like really eccentric girl that was like really like horses or some shit. Hat. Yeah.
Yeah, she was like the rich Texan.
Yeah. See, I liked Izzy and Tai the most. Izzy was like the computer nerd, and then Tai was just the generic leader. Yeah. But like, Digimon had great characters because all of the characters had a really deep backstory too. It's not like they were just sent out by their mom because their mom wanted to fuck Mr. Mime.
I was, Izzy was the only one that wasn't TK or other main character dude.
Tai.
Matt. Yeah, Matt. He wasn't the only one he was actually important to the story, unlike all the other characters.
Oh, yeah, because his Digimon was like the angel one. I forget, Anjumon.
No, Izzy. Izzy, the
Izzy.
nerd guy with the... Because
yeah.
he would know shit and he'd figure shit out, where the rest of them would just stand there and sometimes they'd have an episode about them, but... it was usually just about Tai and Matt.
But yeah, like, see, sometimes Sora, who was like the Misty, the Tai... Sora was that female, and she had a pretty deep backstory. I think like her parents were divorcing, and she was like going through shit.
She wore a bucket hat.
She did wear a bucket hat. But yeah, I mean that's the kind of thing I like. That deep backstory on all the characters
and bucket hats.
Bucket hats I could do without.
Garrett,
but
you can't. I've never seen that guy without a bucket hat on.
Bucket hats are, they're comfortable.
So, Eric,
to me, I guess.
Eric, which do you prefer upon?
Well, I never really liked Digimon, and Pokemon I gave up on pretty quickly but I'd have to say Pokemon because I did watch it for a while because I was so into the games. And I did like it. I thought it was. I thought the Pokemon battles were cool. I never really liked Ash. He was kind of just like a whiny kid. But I liked Brock and Misty because Brock was like the thirstiest man alive. Like every single time he saw a chick, he'd just go ape shit.
Why didn't he ever go ape shit with Misty?
Well, she was too young for him.
He doesn't like lollies.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And Misty was kind of funny sometimes just because she was a total bitch. What is it with chicks and cartoons who have orange hair being total bitches? Like Misty and Gwen from Ben 10. And
how do you even know anything about Ben 10?
Those are the only two I can think of.
Asuka from Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Oh, yeah. There's another one.
He's the best character in that show.
She's the hottest character in that show.
She is 12 years old, my good sir.
No, she isn't. But also, I liked the Pokemon dance mix where at the end of the show it'd be like, Pokemon, man.
No, it was the rap.
Yeah, but they also had the Pokemon dance mix from the CD to be a master, and it'd be like techno beats, like oonce, oonce, and it would be like Pokemon, man. So that's why. So I like Pokemon better.
It's just because of the ending and the dancing. That's it.
No, those other things I said too.
Yeah, I ignored them. I just heard the dancing part.
So I'm gonna give you guys a curveball. I'm gonna say Monster Rancher.
No.
Okay.
Monster Rancher's garbage.
I will say quickly, Monster Rancher had overall the best show, but and I really did like that show, but I would have to go with Pokemon. I am still very hard into Pokemon. The games, mostly just online battling. I never really like raise Pokemon or whatever. I just use that Pokemon Showdown site.
Pokemon Showdown. Yeah.
I really like it. It's like chess, but probably not as strategic as chess, but it's the chess of video games, basically.
Whenever I played against you and I had a fucking Ditto on my team and almost beat you, Mike, it's not that strategic. I almost beat you. I got you down to like one or two Pokemon left.
Yeah, but there was a point where I was like, okay, I win this, and then I won it because I knew of our matchups. Yeah, I knew what I was going to sacrifice to kill what of yours.
I came in with zero knowledge on the game. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
Still, but I won.
And I still almost beat you, though.
No, but you didn't almost beat me. It was calculated.
I did. I know.
It was calculated.
You were nervous. I remember you were nervous for a bit.
No.
Yes, you were.
Well, I figured it out, and then it was calculated. This
yeah,
isn't
okay.
like
that's
League
like
of
shooting
No,
an
it wasn't
arrow.
like League of Legends.
That's like shooting an arrow and then painting a bullseye afterwards.
No. It's not like League of Legends where you barely survive a gank and you're just like, yeah, it's calculated. No, it was like I knew like 20 turns in advance. I was like, okay, I got this.
Yeah.
Whatever. If you want to talk about TV shows, I guess I would have to say Digimon.
Digimon definitely was better. I just want to say, like, the Digimon movie that came out like 2000 or something.
And it had the Angela Anaconda intro at the beginning.
What?
Remember that?
In the beginning of the Digimon movie, there's like a short about Angela Anaconda going to see the Digimon movie.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's the weirdest friggin' thing.
I just remember the movie was about like this Digimon that got into like this Digiscape, I guess. He acted. Yeah, and then there was like a countdown and everything. So then they got Metal Garurumon in there to try and beat him. But even Metal Garurumon was having problems. And
okay, so the shows, honestly, the Pokemon show was better up until Series 3 of the Digimon show came out, and that was actually really good. But I'd say overall, I'm a Pokemon Sorry, fanboy. Jesus
Christ!
I didn't think that was going to come out like that.
That's why you don't fucking drink sodas when you're doing this.
That's the first time and the last time.
Yeah. Okay. Last time.
Yeah. Series 3.
Evolution.
Series 3 of Digimon was fucking great. The one where the kid like drew his own Digimon and then it became real.
I don't remember that.
Eric?
I don't remember that. I barely saw Digimon.
Okay, well, it was the best series, and you guys are missing out. What were you going to say, Garrett?
The evolutions between Digimon and Pokemon.
Yep.
Because, in Pokemon, it's very linear. I think a couple have different paths, like Eevee has different paths you can take. But for the most part, each Pokemon has a linear path to get to their final evolution or whatever.
Yeah.
And once they reach an advanced evolution, they can't go back to their first evolution.
No.
Which I like that. I mean, I don't like that about Pokemon. What I like that Digimon did is that you reach new evolutions, but your Digimon could always go back to their like original form. But once you reach that evolution, it's easier for them they can just turn it on. Like it's almost like Super Saiyan.
I think
once you reach it, you can turn it on.
I think for Pokemon, they made it really work. It's basically like they're evolving, advanced evolvement. And
they're permanently changing and permanently becoming better.
Yeah.
Well, so are the Digimon. They're permanently changing because, like I said, it's just like the Super Saiyan thing.
But
once
they go
you reach
back.
that peak, but once you reach that peak, you can get there again. You just turn it on.
Well, that's what I was going to say is Digimon, it works better for like an anime because I don't know, I'll explain for the viewers and for you, Eric. It's like, okay, from them to go from base to mega, it's not that big of a deal, right? They would just be like, oh, mega, but ultra, no. Was it super? It's ultra and then something else. Maybe mega was the last. Anyways, to go to the highest ones, it has to be like an emotional moment. And with Digimon, they're very
based on love between the. Yeah, it has to be like. There's a lot of camaraderie between the Digi-selected and the Digimon.
So there'd be scenes where it's like Agumon's getting his ass kicked, and then Tai's just like, no! And like he evolves, and it's like, yeah, that works better for an anime that adds for like dramatic moments, like going Super Saiyan, but I don't know, like reverting back, it's just like, oh, we don't want to be too much like Pokemon, so they'll stay in their cute baby forms. There you go.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, they based Digimon on like when Digimon. Yeah, it was basically like the same thing as a Tamagotchi when it came out. And I remember for like 2 years in the mid to late 90s, everybody and their grandmother had a fucking Tamagotchi, and then they just totally disappeared off the face of the earth. But
did you get one?
Yeah.
No, I never had one. I always saw them. I know what they are and everything, but
your Christian
I never had one.
Allow it.
I doubt it's that. I mean, she let us play Pokemon and Digimon all the time. Okay. But yeah.
No, they were cool. I used to be really into them for a while, but apparently in Japan they stuck around, and like the newest generation of Tamagotchis, like obviously they now have like full color screens, and like there's a billion different options.
Much more advanced.
And they even have Wi-Fi in them, so if there's another person with a Tamagotchi within range, you can like battle them or breed them, which is pretty cool.
You were able to do that, but you would have to physically connect. And it was a special kind, but you had to physically connect with Tamagotchis.
But now it's like a standard feature, and it's wireless.
Yeah. So, okay, with games, let's talk about the games before we get into the animes. With the games, I'm going to have to say Pokemon. I know there was a huge following for Digimon games, for at least for some of them, but honestly, like, none of them are really that good. Where, like, Pokemon... Most
Pokemon
of them
games
are bangers.
Are amazing.
Some of the generations, some of the newer ones haven't been the best, but like, you know, Pokemon Stadium, Pokemon Snap, even Hey You Pikachu, that was a great game.
For the
I
most part,
hated it, but it was great.
I would say that Pokemon did do better games. I think in Japan, Digimon is a lot bigger than it is over here because there's actually quite a few Digimon games out. Like
just in Japan.
I lost. Yeah, there's because the most recent one, Digimon Adventure, I think it was only released in Japan. It wasn't released in the United States. It only has a Japanese translation.
There was that one that came out last year that people were playing, and it was kind of like a mystery game. Like you would solve mysteries. And it was like
Digimon's
an RPG.
Weird Mysteries.
And I remember my
what that
buddy
one is.
sending screenshots, and he basically just had 3 Greymons. Or what did Agumon turn into?
Wow, he's insane.
Agumon turned into Greymon, yeah. And then Greymon turned into Metal Greymon. And then Metal Greymon turned into Omnimon, but he had to combine with Metal Garurumon.
I really liked Omnimon. Out of all...
Omnimon was fucking amazing.
Of
Dude, he
all
was
the-
so fucking cool.
like high stage ones, yeah, he was really cool. But I also, which you don't know, season 3, the mega or the highest form of the main character's Gilmon, that Digimon is like sweet. He's just like this guy with like a spear and a shield. And that's another thing I want to talk about is
Is that like Anjumon? Like, is that TK's?
well, just quickly, not getting off the topic of the games, but Digimon, it was like Pokemon, but like they would turn into mechs. Like it's like robots. Like they liked, if you liked robots,
Yeah,
you liked
'cause, I mean,
Digimon.
It's like because it's like a technical world. So with more evolutions, they become imbued with more technology. I guess they almost become like cyborgs.
I guess so. I just always thought it was funny that it's like, oh, he's like a cute little fox thing. Oh, now he's a bigger fox thing, but he has missiles on his back.
Yeah.
Anyways, you guys talk about what games you prefer.
Well, I'll be honest, I've never played a single Digimon game, but I always thought the Pokemon games were really, really amazing. I mean, it's like an RPG. You've always got some kind of rival. You've got the whole aspect of training Pokemon and building a good team. You've got the badges that you have to get. You know, the Elite Four or their equivalent. You have some kind of villainous force. There's just so much that goes into them and so much going on. Like Red and Blue are definitely among the top Game Boy games. Gold and Silver are among the top Game Boy Color. I've never played the ones for the Advanced, but I have played Diamond and Pearl for the DS. Also amazing.
Yeah.
You're telling me that the new ones aren't that great, but everything I've played has been good. So
Yeah, Sun and Moon weren't the best.
So I only played one Digimon game, and it was I think it was one of the first ones. It's out on the PlayStation, Digimon World, I think.
Okay. Yeah, that's the only one I played. And your Digimon, you'd only have one, and it would die of old age.
Well, not even that. Like, to evolve it, if you didn't take it to the bathroom enough, it would.
So it's really
evolve
like
into
Tamagotchi.
It's really like Tamagotchi. Yeah. It would
It
digivolve
into Pumon or whatever.
Yeah, and it'd be like completely useless. And
Yeah, so you basically have to restart the game.
so Eric, you would get a new Digimon, and you would put in all this effort to like level up its stats, so it would level up into a certain Digimon that you wanted, that you were getting towards, and all of a sudden, like Gary has just said, you didn't send it to the bathroom enough, it would turn into something shitty, and it's just like hours wasted.
It's like it's literally Pumon or whatever. I don't know
The one that's like a
name for it.
little, it's like a yellow swirl of shit.
Honestly, I was thinking it looks like the poo emoji.
Yeah, it looks like a dog took a turd on the sidewalk.
Yeah, it's so sad whenever that happens.
Yeah, and that game was okay, but like I just thought it was really frustrating to deal
Yeah, it
with
was
that.
super difficult.
And just like the fact that it would die. Like if you didn't you couldn't beat the game with your first Digimon, and it's like but I love you. Like don't die.
I think the best Digimon game is Sora's Bucket Hat Battler.
It's just like a dress up game, but it's just like all you can do is change your hat color.
Yeah, and then you battle other people wearing bucket hats.
The fuck?
I don't even think that's the name of the hat that she wears.
I just like that you said that, so I've been doing callbacks to it.
So I guess we could talk about the shows, because we're all in agreement here that the games are better on Pokemon.
Yeah, I don't like it, but
Now,
it is true.
Well, what was your favorite episode of Pokemon, or anyone that stands out? Or should I go first?
you can go first, because I have no episode to talk about, really.
Yeah,
my
I don't
favorite-
have one either.
My favorite is the one where you got Meowth's backstory, because he was like the only Pokemon who could talk, and they showed you the story of how he learned to talk to
I'm just a street
impress.
Meowth.
Yeah, he was impressing some like fancy Meowth, and it's like, she said that I was just a common street Meowth. And then it's like he learned how to talk, and it's like, she said that now I was even worse because I was a freak. So that's my favorite episode.
Now, like I already said, I really like Series 3 of Digimon, but Pokemon went through a lot of changes. It basically started out as like a heart warmer anime
Changes.
where, every day they'd meet some new Pokemon, and Ash would love it because Ash is so special.
But see, like, he gets Charmander, and Charmander is like this. I guess that would be my favorite episode, is when he gets Charmander, because he finds Charmander. It's raining, and he finds him on a rock, and his tail's about to go out. And if his tail goes out, Charmander dies. So, like, the entire episode is like playing how Charmander got injured, and then just Ash running with Charmander in his arms, like, to the Poke Center or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, well,
You know
the
what?
story was that the trainer was like abusive and like abandoned.
Oh, okay,
him.
yeah, that might have been it.
You know what always really pissed me off about Pokemon, though? It felt like Ash would like never try to catch anything.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
that really bothered me as a kid.
quickly before I lose it from my mind, they redid that story with Charmander in Gen 4 with Chimchar, the fire starter.
That annoys me so much, because that was such like a heartfelt fucking story.
Yeah, and they had
Like,
his rival of
oh.
that season abandon Chimchar because he was weak.
It was so fucking good. And then, like, eventually he evolves that Charmander into Charizard, and then Charizard's just a dick. Like, fuck Charizard. That's another thing I don't like, because with Pokemon evolutions, their attitude changes. Like, Charizard is just a piece of shit.
He didn't respect him as a trainer.
But
And he
why?
eventually
Because
did.
he literally saved his fucking life.
Yeah, that's what was the
Make
stupid
any
thing.
sense?
I don't know what they... Okay, so what they did, basically what they did is they will base his team depending on what Pokemon are popular within that game, which the season is based off of. And Charizard is loved, and he was for sure the most loved starter evolution. And so they just wanted to give him a Charizard right away, but then, like, I guess he would be overpowered, so they were like, oh, we'll have him not obey him.
That's so that's so dumb, though. It doesn't make any sense with just the story between Ash and Charmander.
Yeah. But on a side note, something that was really cool, so for Generation 6, they made the show, and I didn't see the entire series or anything, but I just saw the fights from when he was in the Pokemon League at the end of the series, and it has some fucking amazing fights, dude. Like, it's like Dragon Ball Z
You mean the
style
end of the
fights.
season? But
Yeah. What did I say?
Series.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Digimon, it's series, and Pokemon, it's seasons. Yeah, it's like DBZ style fights, and he had Charizard on his team. Charizard came out of retirement or whatever, and that was really cool.
Yeah.
Is there an evolution above Charizard?
Charizard has a Mega Evolution, and a Mega Evolution is actually kind of like Digimon, where they go beyond their evolution and kind of become something different, and they will go back to their previous stage, though.
Look at that. Pokemon realized that Digimon did it better, so now they eventually just took it over.
They had Charizard has 2, one of the only ones that has 2 Mega Evolutions, and you could look it up. Charizard Y looks like shit. Charizard X looks badass as hell.
Nice.
Fuck Pokemon. I mean, just go look at all the Digimon starters, like of the 7 characters. All the little starters, they're so fucking cute, man.
I like Agumon. I like Wolfmon. Gabumon. I like the little bug.
Tentomon.
Yep. And then the rest of them are okay. But the cactus, that one was hilarious. That one made me laugh.
Yeah. Oh, it was great. See, I like Agumon is my favorite, and then it's probably Tentomon, and then it's Patamon, because Patamon becomes Anjumon.
And you love Jesus, and anything that resembles anything of Christianity, you love.
No, but like Anjumon, he just looks badass.
I like that he beat the first villain of the first series.
Yeah, exactly. He's the greatest. But then Omnimon comes in the movie and just fucks everyone.
Well, at that point, everyone only had their first Digi-evolutions. And Angelmon is the next... I don't know, what do they call it? Are they supers or megas?
Mega is like... Let me see. Yeah, I think it's Mega, because it goes Ultimate and then Mega. Because...
Super, Ultimate, Mega.
Super Ultimate... yeah, I think that's it.
So, yeah, everyone was supers, and then Angelmon is a super, but he's as strong as, like, Ultras, basically. And I don't think he got anything higher.
I think in more seasons he did, because I'm looking it up right now.
Because once he got Ultras, like... he was basically useless. Or, as everyone else got Ultras and Megas.
He becomes Magna Angemon.
See, I don't even remember that.
An ultimate form. And then after that, he becomes Seraphimon, which is his mega form.
Yeah. So it is Super Ultra Mega.
Yeah, Super Ultra Mega. Rookie.
Series 3 has Renamon, which is one of those iconic female furry characters within the furry fan base. I'm sure both of you have seen pictures of Renamon.
I don't know what it looks like, but maybe
It's like a yellow Japanese fox thing.
I just Googled
Did
it.
you just assume I look at a lot of like hentai?
Well, I know you look at some, and like I think everyone who spends a lot of time on the internet have probably come across a picture of her.
I don't look at that much. I'm more of a just a flat porn person.
Like Pornhub.
Yeah, I don't see. Every now and then I'll get the urge to go to like
Now,
go to some Doujins or something like that.
Doujins are the best.
I don't look at like Gelboru though. If it's animated or like drawn, it has to be a Doujin comic.
I go through phases where like 1 month I'll like only look at real stuff, and then another month I'll like only look at hentai.
But whenever you look at hentai, it's just MLP hentai.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Fucking disgusting.
Now, Garrett, do you prefer
humanized MLP
do
hentai?
you prefer produced or amateur?
I think I'm more amateur. I like amateur more. There's a couple produced ones, like Casting Couch is just a classic.
Oh,
But that's amateur. So, yeah.
well, no, amateur in the sense of like it's like a couple filming themselves, or produced as in like Riley Reid.
I really only like homemade stuff, to be honest, because with the professionally produced stuff,
We can't
talk
about it.
well, no, I'm just saying I
yeah.
can never just shake. I can never like get over the fact that it's just some disease-ridden skank that's getting like $1,000 to do
Okay.
this.
Oh, it's not. They're not disease ridden.
Yeah.
That's not fair. to say.
do some research how the porn industry basically gets away with zero regulation and how like almost all of them have herpes. I'm not making this up.
Almost all of humans.
That's why they have to lump
herpes.
20 pounds of makeup on their faces. Google porn stars with
all
like,
right.
why are you
80%
getting?
of the
Why are you getting?
people-
Okay,
upset
because I
that
just
I'm
realized, like, it's like we're putting this on YouTube, and it's like Pokemon versus Digimon. It's gonna be like 12-year-olds, and now we're arguing about like porn
We're not-
stars.
Well, I'm just saying I prefer homemade stuff because it's like real and it like you can. She's not just doing it for money. That's
Like,
what
Okay.
Over half of like people have herpes. It's not like
you asked the question.
herpes was like
Yeah, but
stigmatized
dude, the
by
industry,
the government
the
and
industry gets away with having almost no regulation. Disease is rampant.
I understand that, but like herpes isn't something that you can just like rail on and say that it's super bad because the majority of people have herpes.
It depends on where it's being filmed. It's either California or Florida. One of them is dirtier than the other. One of them is very strict. I can't remember which of the two.
I would assume it'd be California that's strict, but
Because like there's
Florida's a fucking garbage state.
like I follow some of them on Snap and Instagram, and they're often posting things about like, if you live in this state, like vote for this to make it better for us. So you know, anyways,
Let's get back to Digimon and Pokemon.
I'm sorry, 12-year-olds.
It's fine. They're gonna have to face.
Yeah,
They'll learn eventually, and then they'll just be like, "Oh, those Neon Nightcast guys educating us and teaching us about porn and hentai."
Use a condom, kids.
just, you know, if you're gonna look at it, just make sure you delete your history so your parents don't find it.
No.
Oh, dude, you okay?
Just do it in incognito mode.
The funniest thing is on one of the Dead or Alive games, there's extras where the girls will be like pole dancing in bikinis. So of course they like put them all up. You can find them all on YouTube. So I was watching one time and I looked at the comments and there was this guy commenting like, "How do I delete my history, guys? I don't want my mom to know I've been watching that."
Speaking of Pokemon,
shit.
I have a kind of embarrassing story. One time when I was younger, everyone had stepped outside and they had gone out. And I was like, this is my moment to look at some internet porn. And back then, it was dial-up and it was kind of hard to find it. So I had this, I forget what it was called, but it was like LimeWire. It was like a torrent site.
A file sharing
Sharing program. But I had it for ROMs. And I was like, I wonder if I can find porn on this. So I looked up Pokemon hentai because I enjoy hentai and we're talking about Pokemon, so this is why the story is relevant. So LimeWire, if you deleted the file, it would just delete the file. This one, when you deleted it, it would send it to your recycling bin. Or maybe it was because how my dad's computer was different than our mom's computer. I don't know. So I finish, I delete it. I don't know what's in the recycling bin. My dad gets home. He goes on the computer. I'm just sitting there chilling, and he's like, hey, next time you download this stuff, just make sure you empty the recycling bin. And I just get like hot in the face, and I was like, yep, yep, yep.
I don't think that's ever happened to me.
You never got caught?
I don't think so. At least if I did, No one talked to me about it.
I know, like,
Probably an awkward conversation.
I know there was times where, like, literally I would literally just be finishing, and, like, I knew, like, I could sense, like, Eric or Mom were, like, opening my door, and I would literally just be, like, pants or up or over on myself, and just, like, oh, hey, what's up?
That's like that. You can find there's this audio on YouTube. I don't know how people got this. Maybe he was like in a stream or something. But this kid whose mom walks in on him while he's like watching porn and taking care of business, and she's just like, "We're gonna have a talk to your father about this because I just saw what was on your screen and your pants were down." And he's like, "No, Mom, it's a virus. The virus scared me, and I jumped up and my pants fell down."
Damn, that quick
I
thinking,
need to get a belt, Mom. Buy me a belt. Children.
Hilarious.
All right, should we get back to the main topic?
On the main topic.
I don't know what we were talking about.
We were on the shows. Yeah, if you want to see sick anime fights, just watch, like, Ash and the Pokemon League in Series 6.
If you want to watch a great anime fight, go watch Birth of Omnimon in Digimon the movie. Like, the first time Omnimon appears, it is a fucking amazing fight.
They play that, like, Sum 41 song or whatever.
Oh, they do, don't they? I forgot.
Yeah. And they're like, Omnimon! And he's like, mega missile out of my mouth.
Dude,
and then they play like Down with the Sickness while they're fighting.
That movie was filled with what is it called? Crap punk? Pop punk?
Crap punk?
It's just like shitty punk. Like,
what is Sum 41 considered?
Are you talking about pop punk?
Yeah, bubblegum punk or something.
Punk rock, pop punk.
It's like all like songs you would hear in a Sonic game. That's what it is. It always has, like, it's kind of edgy, and it's like the lyrics are not. I don't even know how to describe it. It's just so shitty. It's just so shitty and generic.
Ooh,
yeah, if you want to see something really fucking surreal and weird, like, look up Angela Anaconda Digimon. It's like they're like in a, like, I don't know if you guys remember what that show was, but
yeah,
for some reason they had a tie-in with that show and the Digimon movie.
That's really weird.
Hilarious,
because that's not even Japanese. So.
Also, there's like a story behind the first Digimon movie, how it's like two movies shittily edited together to be one movie.
But it was an amazing movie.
Yeah, but when you look back at it and you, like, know those facts, it's like, why did they do that? What were they thinking?
Maybe they realized, oh fuck, we can't actually make two movies with all this footage or all this animation. Let's just somehow make it into one. I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe they were really short, because a lot of anime movies are like only like 40 minutes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true, Eric. You're smart.
Digimon movie was an hour and 20 minutes.
You know, I don't know. I know I saw it. I saw it with our dad and my little sister, and looking back, I feel bad for him. Him having to sit through that shit, man.
What? Why? I'm sure he fucking loved it.
Because he probably had, like, no fucking idea what was going on, and just, like, as a kid who loved the show, I remember being like, this, like, is so different from the show. Like, what is going on?
I remember we saw the first Pokemon movie with Mom, and she fell asleep.
She did fall asleep. And then, like, so we get out of the movie theater, and she's like, let's go to, like, this restaurant. And we were like, oh, sweet, sure. And she was like, we can get a pee and chew or some shit. She was like making like this really shitty pun on Pikachu. Pissing and eating. That. Yeah, I remember that because I was like, wow, like she paid attention, kinda.
Also, what's the deal with how in the new movie Pikachu talks?
Does he?
Oh my god. Yeah, so they made a movie that was the retelling of when Ash and Pikachu first met in the anime. And after Ash sacrifices himself for I know in the anime it was Spearows. In the movie, he asked Pikachu, he's like, why won't you get in your ball? And it's like, 'cause I love you and I want to be next to you.
So is it like you hear Pikachu talking, but Ash doesn't? Like,
no,
it's just you hear what's happening in Pikachu's head?
No, like Ash like reacts to it.
Oh, that's
and it's like through
dumb.
like their love and like the intense moment, like Pikachu is granted the ability to speak human for like a minute.
Does Ash fuck Pikachu?
Yeah, he then whips out his dick and he just starts like, he's like, what do you want to do with this? And then like Pikachu like walks over
and just shocks the shit out of him. Instant orgasm.
Now, one thing, Eric, you probably remember this. I don't know if Garrett, you remember this, but Team Rocket, Jesse and James, they were introduced as actually serious villains, and they were actually kind of fucking scary.
But then, like, immediately in their, like, second or third appearance, they just became joke characters.
Yeah, but, like, if you watch the first episode...
Team Rocket blasting off again!
If you watch the first episode, like, they're fucking... They're hard as fuck, man.
Kind of like how in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Goldar was originally a badass enemy. Like, he could fight the Megazord on his own, and he was, like, choking the fuck out of Jason. And then by season 2, he was, like, bumbling around and getting turned into a monkey and shit. So
that's the thing. It's like, okay, often with shows and anime, they will introduce a character, and it's like, oh, it's a villain. And they're way stronger because it's like, this is their introduction episode. Look at how strong they are. They're so badass. And
over time, they just get nerfed.
Yeah, and then they just become like whatever. I know a show that did that actually really, really fucking well was Beasties, Eric. Garrett, did you ever watch Beasties or Beast Wars?
No.
Okay.
It was like Transformers series, but they were on a planet and they all had animal forms.
Like Megatron was a T-Rex. So my favorite character.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I think I could. It has potential.
It was so good, dude.
Yeah, sounds pretty cool.
Now, fuck, what was his name? Was his name Rampage? Or was Rampage the ant, Eric?
Rampage was, I think, Rampage was the ant. I'm pretty sure.
So what was the crab?
I don't remember.
Okay,
but
well,
go
anyways,
on.
There was the crab guy, and he was introduced. His pod fell on Earth, and he took a form of a crab, and he was introduced as like this badass, one of the strongest Transformers ever, and he was killing everyone. He wasn't on anyone's sides, the Decepticons or the Autobots. And what happened was like they team up to beat him. And Megatron ends up taking out his spark, aka his soul, and he has it in his hand and he's able to like crush it and basically threatens to kill him if he doesn't work for him. So he was continued to stay strong, didn't become too much weaker than anyone else. Someone had to sacrifice their life to kill him in the end. And yeah, like it was explained why he was in this weakened state, because like he was separated from his spark. It wasn't just like the Green Ranger when he was introduced, he was a badass, he was the strongest one ever. He becomes just a normal fucking ranger.
Yeah, he was always like, "See, like, what was with Power Rangers? They'd always make those noises like that. They could never just punch and kick. It was always like, "See, like But yeah, I know what
That's
you mean.
real karate, dude. Fuck, man. Yeah, Beasties was awesome.
Beast Wars.
In America, it was Beast Wars. In Canada, it was like
Beasties for some stupid reason.
Wait,
I don't know why they changed it. I don't know. They changed the name for some reason. It was probably some legal thing or something like that.
So weird.
What like? I guess we still say Pokemon, Digimon. Garrett being Digimon, but I don't know. I think overall the most solid franchise is Pokemon.
I think overall we learned a little bit something about ourselves and how small we are.
Yeah, Digimon doesn't have the reach that Pokemon does, which is sad. But Digimon was so fucking good.
So stupid. They're both good. They're both good.
Yep. So, wear your bucket hats.
Yep. Yeah, I guess we'll wrap it up, boys. This is a short one, eh?
Is that all you have to say is just wear your bucket hats? Really, you have nothing else to go with, Eric? You have nothing else to say to the loyal listeners of the Neon Nightcast channel.
I know that the joke title is just going to be NSFW in caps locks.
No, it should be bucket hats.
Maybe I'll make it both, but we have to put NSFW in there.
NSFW bucket hats. And if you go to buckethats.com and type in Dr. Soybean, you get 10% off on your first purchase.
Don't say that shit.
Is there a buckethats.com even?
Probably not.
Buckethats.com. Let's see.
We will find out, and then we will end it.
No, I don't really see one.
There's not a site devoted just to bucket hats. Okay, guys, just fuck YouTube. This is how we're gonna get rich.
Yeah,
We're gonna start a bucket hats shop.
There's bucket hat. No, there's not. Buck wholesale bucket hats. So dumb. So there is a website for bucket hats, but it's just not buckethats.com.
I also like Apple slouch hats, but that's another podcast.
All right, Eric, do your catchphrase.
We'll see you next time.
There you go.
Adios.
Bye, guys.